I'm here. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be. I'm here, but I'm not here entirely just yet. I have been trying to find the darn gold or artifacts and hunting and hunting and hunting, and I just can't find it, and I didn't want to stop. And anyway, it's been a bust so far. So I'm back, getting ready to do this cargo run. Thank you to Mippy Meat for being the latest subscriber. All right. Hope you're having a great day. Yeah, I've been trying to, every 24 hours, a new... You're seeing that? You're not. Get the scene switcher turned on. Okay. I'll just keep on hoping I might see you there. There we go. Okay, so every 24 hours, a new crash appears somewhere in the world. And if you can get to it within 24 hours, you can recover gold or artifacts. The last one in 24 hours ago was in Libya, and I tried, and I could not find it. So finally, it's been weeks, but one has finally spawned in the United States and up in Montana. And I've got the area located, this crossroads right here, right? This crossroads where the roads meet, and then they've got this distinctive little thing here. A little lake or something, right? Okay, so I found this, and then I'm looking for this road right here that makes an X up here, and the crash is supposed to be right there, or within 1 mile of this location. And I have been hunting for the last hour, just zooming in and flying around this area right here using the drone, and I can't find it. So bummed out. So I'll have to try that today after the live stream, and if I do, I will video record it or take photos or whatever and show it to you. And have that for you. Okay, so today's flight, we're going from... We flew back from Detroit back to... Now I can't think of where we dropped off the VIPs yesterday. My brain. I'm still thinking about hunting that, hunting the artifact. So we dropped our VIPs off yesterday in here. And then we flew over to Detroit here, and then we're taking off again from where we started yesterday, or where we landed yesterday. Now, to keep things short today, scarily, it's going to take a while to get to Buffalo and Niagara and see Niagara Falls up here. Afterward. So to save time, I just did a straight beeline shot. Unfortunately, this flies us over. It's not too much water, but I don't like flying over water. Close enough to land that, yeah, if anything happens. But I just don't like it. I have an unnatural fear of it. All right. Get my headphones. Hopefully the music's not too loud. Okay. Yes. We should probably be starting. I have it on rock this morning, but if you want to hear something else.
Unfortunately, I haven't heard anything from air traffic or dispatch this morning, welcoming us or anything. Let me turn on the radios and see if that changes. But, oh, I'm in the wrong dang plane. I was hunting. Dang it. No wonder.
Another day alone, be here standing. Another soul-sucking job, I'll be here standing.
Down, y'all.
Another day with no God, I'll be here standing.
Oh, y'all.
Another day in New York, I'll be here standing. Another day without you, I'll be here standing. I'll stand you.
Sorry about that. We have to get the proper livery or it won't take it. It won't recognize us. I think that I don't dig it, but it makes sense, I guess. Stand down. What a trip. Anyway, again, good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be. Hey, Sarah Adams, how are you today? Happy Sunday to you. Sorry for the delayed start and you not having my stuff together right away. Are you a pilot or an enthusiast? Do you fly simulators? I'm in the wrong plane over here. No, I'm in the right plane. But haven't heard anything from them. Good, I'm glad you're doing great. Let me pop out this chat so I don't miss anything. I had yesterday's chat open. You're flying from LA to Hawaii right now. You're flying from LA to Hawaii in Flight Sims. Nice. What are you flying? And my next question is, how long have you been flying? Not that it matters. Build this job and start it over again. They can't load or unload while the engine is running. Okay, fine. I'm fine. I'll be comfortable with you as long as you're comfortable with me. Speaking of, you're the VIP on this flight, so pick any seat you want. It's just a cargo run today. Make yourself at home, put your feet up, drinks in the back, some snacks. They still haven't, even with the engine off, we haven't heard anything from them. It's because I went on an exploration.
Pilot, stand by. The cargo is being removed.
That's alright, there's the job again. Oh, excellent. That is one of my favorite planes. I really enjoy flying the A320neo. I picked up the fly-by-wire one. Yeah, it's a little bit, it's different.
Let's get out of here.
Thank goodness there's...
Transporter from dispatch. I see you asked for a cargo mission. The ground crew is waiting for you in the parking to load the crates.
Yes, load us up, please. We must be on our way.
Pilot from dispatch. The cargo door is open and the cargo is being transferred.
Well, far out, Captain. Captain Sarah? Hey, please like and subscribe. Not that I want to change Mippy Meat. That's the most recent subscriber, but Captain Sarah would look pretty cool there. Speaking of, let me get over to your Sarah
Okay,
Adams.
pilot, that's everything. Stowed securely.
Let me get over to your channel.
We're ready for taxi.
And subscribe. There's Sarah Adams' channel. And I am subscribed. Okay, so we're loaded up. Let me get the engine started again. And we will be on our way, folks. Oh, I got the gold fever bug. I really want to. That's the best way I'm going to be able to make money now without all of my pilots.
You're good to go. Contact
You've never
the
tuned
tower
in
for
before.
clearance.
You could hire pilots, but you have to pay for an add-on. And during pre-release, I had a bunch of pilots, and we made $9,779,000. Me and my pilots, and then they took my pilots away, and I don't want to pay for the upgrade. So, trying to find these treasure maps, the treasure stuff, is my best way to make big bucks. All right, let me just get our autopilot set here. We don't have to go up very high at all today. I think it's very flat around here. $3,000 feet should be fine. Say now. Alright, let's put that in as a flight level change from the yaw damper tank limiter set nav. We're all set. Okay. Yo, well, I see. I'm speaking with Eddie, not Sarah. Eddie has Sarah's phone, and maybe that's too much information. All right.
Transporter, have a nice flight.
All right, we're up and away. A little bit overcast today. Things are looking a little dark down below us. Hopefully we don't run into weather. We'll check the radar shortly. Yeah, I'm going to be doing some A320 flying again pretty soon.
21 is Tank Cessna Caravan, 1 mile southwest of Kilo Tango Tango, Foxtrot 1,100 feet. Request flight following.
Indian 2-1 Detroit approach. Squawk 0004.
Squawk 0004, KS 2.
Indian 2-1 radar contact. 2 miles southwest of Kilo Tango Tango, Foxtrot 1,900 feet. Altimeter 30.05.
Roger, Kinias 2-1.
Let's get our autopilot check.
Detroit approach, Kinias 2-1. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Indian 2-1 Detroit approach. Cleared to the Bravo airspace.
Clear to Bravo airspace, Kinias 2-1.
Okay, great. We are on course, folks. All right, well, again, sit back, enjoy, and get the wiki here in a minute. Did Detroit yesterday, heading back in that direction, kind of. wonder if we're gonna pass those nuclear towers. They should be right out there. All right, we're up and away, and again, we got some clouds, but hopefully that's just isolated to this area. We'll break clear of them here shortly. Right. So these are some of my first real, well, in the simulator, my first cross countries. So I've been limiting most of my flying just to Colorado while training for the first couple of years. And I really enjoy flying there and flying around the mountains. And but now I'm letting the jobs take me wherever they may and getting the cross-country hours in. Somebody wanted to know how many hours I'd put in yesterday, so I put that up on the cover art for today's show. 1,116 hours of flying so far. It's like 42 days or something like that worth of flying. Yeah. Sounds more impressive as 1,000 hours. That's like, wow, I've been flying for a month. A little over a month. That'd be like, I've been flying for a month straight. Well, maybe Sarah Adams, you're on a phone. Maybe Sarah Adams won't mind if you, are you, won't mind if you subscribe to me. Put her name up on my front page. Wow. That is a deep hole in the ground. Wow. They're mining for unobtainium. I'm really into conspiracy theories. This is probably an ancient complex that they've discovered under the guise of a mild-mannered sanding operation. It blows my mind that there are ancient ruins everywhere but the United States, right? That makes no sense whatsoever. And they're like, well, you've got some Indian mountains here. Come on. Come on. You mean to tell me there's ancient ruins and temple complexes and pyramids everywhere in the world but the United States? That makes no sense to me whatsoever. They're like, nah, let's not go there. All that great abundant land when we've gone everywhere else in the world. It makes no sense to me. You do hear stories all the time like, well, the Smithsonian found this ancient Egyptian ruins inside the Grand Canyon, and underneath northern New York there's 12,000 miles of underground cities, and you know, that's more believable. 12 feet down under the ground, we found ancient cities in North America. Yeah, okay. Where's our pyramids? Because we've got to have some good ones. I mean, even China has pyramids. Yeah, right? Yikes, here we go over our first stretch of water. Is that what is, like, is that an airport on the water? What is that? Just some roads in the middle of the water? That's interesting. Hey, thanks for the like. I really appreciate it. Every single one helps tremendously. And it keeps the wife from yelling at me. What are you doing? Well, I'm live streaming. Did you get any followers or subscribers? Well, no, not really. What if I tell her that, well, I got one and I got a subscription? Well, that's great, honey. Keep at it. Okay. So, you're saving a life here with those likes and subscribes. If I ever suddenly just stop making my live streams or doing my live streams, you know, a rolling pin was involved. Bowling pin? Yeah, she's a professional bowler. Can't believe I said that. A rolling pin. She's definitely more of a baker than a bowler. I don't think we've been bowling together since high school, and that's really sad to admit. Maybe when the kids were young. I don't recall. Well, let me raise my cup here, my mug of coffee to Captain Eddie, who's flying from LA to Hawaii in an A320 Neo. Hope the weather's fair for you and everything goes completely normal. That's one of the big reasons why I wanted to get the Pretzel app to have music. Because when you do these long flights, especially in an Airbus or an airliner, unless it's daytime, there isn't a whole lot for people to see, and up at 30,000 feet, even less for people to see. So having some music really helps. I would love to be able to show YouTube movies and videos and other things while I'm flying, but you know how they are. They haven't come around to it yet, and they're all very prohibitive about using any other content. But I'm surprised that they weren't one of the first to say, "Hey, you know, we've got all these assets. Let's try to make some radio stations or some content people can use in their live streams to really help them out." Especially those poor flight simulators guys. Their stuff is so dry. They really need some movies and music. And I don't have the engine noise up. After a while, it just grates on me. So we're going to role play. We have one of those fancy new electric planes, and it doesn't make much noise. But after 1,000 hours of hearing constant engine noise in your head, it kind of is there all the time sometimes. Just the constant drone of the engines. Totally get why they wear the headphones. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Kenny is here, and we are flying to New York, Buffalo, and then at the end there might be some time left over. This is kind of a long flight. but I would really like to check out Niagara Falls. And if we don't, I'll get to it tomorrow. We'll just set that as the title, and we'll just hover around Niagara Falls for a little while. You still have 1,816.59 nautical miles to go. Far out. To whoever just tuned in, I'm trying to, it's definitely working. See the, at the bottom there where it says recent subscriber? It takes a little while for it to kick in, but it is kicking in. So if you would like to see your name there for possibly later in this live stream or tomorrow's live stream, I don't know how long it takes it to actually update. I thought it would be instant, but this didn't show up for a while until I turned it on this morning. And I'm also taking the recent subscriber names and putting it on the cover art now of each episode. Whoever's the latest subscriber. So you'll be forever remembered on a piece of YouTube cover art. So Captain Eddie and I are both flying today. What are you doing, to the new person who's tuned in? I understand if you're nervous and don't want to say hi in the chat. But if you're not, let us know what you're doing today. Are you a pilot? Do you fly? Do you fly in the simulator? Hey, Eddie, have you heard about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 already getting ready to come out? Or they're working on that now? Time flies. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm excited about getting a new computer for it. So I picked this up to do career stuff, and that's basically what's going to be at the heart of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. It's going to be heavily oriented around careers, aviation career activities. Pele Island, nice. Good. I thought we were going to be further out over the water. This isn't so bad. As long as I can see the land. I have just a unreasonable fear of flying over water without floats. And I wonder too why the airline industry decided that, hey, you know, let's do international flights with planes that have no way to land on the water in case something goes terribly wrong. Wouldn't have been my decision. Like, you're crazy. Well, we have these fancy flotation devices. What? Come on. Put some pontoons on it. Put the weights, or I don't care. I would love to see an well, you can't really do it in an A320. Can't really do the international flights. But it would be great for, 747. Giant pontoons. We're going to make an emergency landing, folks, but don't worry about it. We have a bunch of fishing gear in the back. And some inflatable rafts. So we're going to make this landing here in the middle of the ocean. Nice and smooth, and then we're going to go fishing. By the way, this is a smoker-friendly flight. If you are, smoke if you got them. And again, make yourself at home. You are the VIPs, always. And choice of seating is yours, and you just have to use your imagination. That there's a well-stocked bar with everything that you would want in the back. I would love to be able to customize interiors easily. Kind of like the Sims. They have spoiled me. Their ability to just build and drop chairs. I would love to be able to do that with the inside of these planes. Just yank the chairs out. I want some custom couches on the side. I want some lighting, LED lighting. We want a couple of video screens and some game stuff for people. Maybe a little bed in the back, and that bar. Definitely want to have that bar. So. And you're right behind this panel right here. Yeah, these seats they're just too formal. Oh, we are making good time. Microsoft needs crash physics, says Captain Eddie. You know, I was thinking about that recently, yeah. And it doesn't. Yeah, you're right. You don't see the wings shear off. I can't remember if it was this or X-Plane. I think it's X-Plane, where your flaps, if you overspeed, they'll shear right off. But you're right. There are no crash physics, and to show the actual damage that you do to these things, who knows? I mean, they'll eventually do it. Those folks at Asobo are mad genius. And if not, all the third-party developers that have been helping out create amazing content for Microsoft Flight Simulator just blow my mind. But the Flight Simulator community has always been that way. As far as I can remember, the very first time I ever started getting involved with flight simulation and seeing what the flight community does, they've always been heavily active, creating mods, creating other planes, creating everything. That's so funny. We're flying a straight line, but we seem to be weaving all over the place, right? In the look at our course. It's just a straight line. You zoom in a little. And our plane is just like, I don't know. I kind of wanted to go over here. It could be wind, but only a 4-knot wind? Doesn't make much sense. But as long as the plane keeps going in the right direction. Get back on track there, buddy. All right. Now, if you could just follow the straight line for our viewers, that'd be great. Yes, ma'am. What time is it? It is 34 minutes after the hour, and that means we missed the 20-minute mark after the hour. I like to commemorate that with a quick little smoke break. Now, I know some of you are thinking, well, you shouldn't be partaking while you're flying. Be absolutely sober and 100% in control of your faculties. And I agree. And if I was doing this in the real world, yeah, it'd be a lot different. But it's Sunday, and we're in the simulator, and smoke if you got 'em. I do have a Discord because they said you need to have a Discord, but I don't really know how to use it. But everybody said, hey, are you a live streamer or are you a chump? Chump? Well, you need a Discord channel, even if you don't know how to use it. All right, I'll get a Discord channel, even if you don't know how to use it. So I do have one, and the link is in the description. Also, if you are doing your own live streams, Captain Eddie, and anybody else who might be watching at the moment, hello, by the way. If you need YouTube safe music for your live stream, go to the link in my description or type in Pretzel Rocks, and you will find this pretzel. And all these artists that they use, they're all signed to Song Trader, I guess. That is the owner of the company, the owning company. And so, yeah, it's not going to be anything you've ever heard before. It's all music that they've created. But look at all these channels. Jazz, piano, country, classic rock, classical, disco, electro swing, funk, emo, epic, house grooves, hype bangers, hype bass, love bug, lo-fi, Latin pop, metal, polka, punk, spooky, synthwave, techno, all the way down to yacht rock. And the music is fantastic. I think I've heard maybe one track. I've been starting to hear repeats now, and you hear after a while, you're like, yeah, I don't really care for this one, but 99% of the music that I'm hearing, wow, you people are fantastic. So yeah, if you need music, boy, the plane is all over. Maybe they're microbursts, I don't know. But did you just see that? The plane just kind of lurched around there. Got some nice wind towers here. We have quite a few in Colorado. Yep, plane's weaving and bobbing like a boxer. Let me go in and do another direct 2 and see if we can straighten the autopilot out. Hey Buff, enter. Trying to reestablish it in its brain. Captain Eddie, are you using I'm just using a joystick, but are you using a fancy rig? Do you have a flight rig? I thought about getting some flight rigs. These people that build the home cockpits with all the buttons and switches, everybody asks me that all the time. Do you have all the buttons and switches? And I'm like, no, but I know how it all works. I know where everything's at. I'm poor, so no, but I know how everything works. They're also like, you need to have better starting stuff, like stream starting soon. You know, are you a live streamer or are you a chump? Yeah. So I got some new stream starting soon stuff, and I have one for. Be right back. I had to try to find one. I actually had to modify this one. I'm just learning how to do that, because normally they put the "be right back" and "starting soon" right in the middle of the screen. It's like, well, I want to show people what, something of what's going on. And I've got one for now for hey, the stream has ended. I don't want to be a chump anymore. And then I've got there, I can do it that way. And put the stream in. Because sometimes when we're taking a break, I'm not going to stop flying. We're just running off for a minute to use the restroom or something. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Please hit the like and subscribe. And if you hit the subscribe, you might show up down at the bottom there where it says recent subscriber. Whoever's the most recent subscriber, I will start putting you on the cover art for the day. Just was given like super chat and emojis, and I'm not really sure how all that works. But feel free, if you're inclined to want to do the super chat thing or become a sponsor. Looks like the plane's... I'm going to chalk it up to aliens, and they have radioactive stuff in the ground around here, and it's causing subspace anomalies, Captain, with the causing problems with the Garmin. Because again, the plane does not want to stay on the path. So we could have some computer problem. It could be some strange wind, but I only see 6 knots blowing a little out of the northwest. And there's no way the plane should be doing this kind of activity at all. You know what we'll do then? We'll just put it into a course heading of 80, 82 abouts. What is that? And we'll just use heading hold because it has taken time. All these little Stevie Wonders swaying back and forth. It's eating up time. So you set your heading, get your bug, and set the heading. And then on your autopilot, just click on heading and it'll take it out of nav. And then it will turn and just follow that course heading. They had some artists on last night that try to sound like AC/DC and Pink Floyd and Black Sabbath, and they have all done fantastic jobs. There's even some people on here that sound like the Talking Heads, and that's far out. All right, so we're on heading hold. Go into a little bit of mist here. And I apologize now. The drone has a tendency to drift over time. So if I leave it and just leave it to its own devices without correcting it, it's eventually going to do that to us. But it does it so slow that the drone is constantly turning. And I have not figured out why. You know why? Or how to prevent the drone from rotating during flight? Then please let me know. Oh, also, let me get my map. I haven't opened our map today. So with NEOFLY, you can open it up in here. And you get this little feature that pops up, Sky for Sim. And it gives you this little, kind of like a pad. And there's multiple functions. It links together your career mode in NEOFLY, and you can check your weights and do different things. But it's got this neat map suite. All right, so we can tell where we're at, and can see street names, etc., etc. All right, but you can also put this, I can get it to pop up again. It says it's already running again. Yes, you're running. Well, let me close it and open it up again. Once you've minimized it, it doesn't want to just pop right back out. But once it does come up, you have the option. That was the wrong thing. A derp? Wait, close my music. All right. Are you kidding me? It's not running. It says another instance is running. So the point I'm trying to get to here is you can pop it out into its own window. And once you have it in its own window, it's easy to create a new scene and show it there in full screen. So let me break it back out again. Here it comes. Start the server and open SkyForSim Pad in your web browser. Pop that out. There. That's what I'm talking about. So normally I've just been putting it up on the screen and like, hey, check it out. I've got this cool little map here for you to follow along with, and then people have to squint. It's so tiny on some screens, and if you're watching on a phone or something even smaller, yeah. Well, isn't that cool? Well, I can't read anything. So now I can just, here we go. So if you live around here, it's even more exciting, I would imagine. Pilsenberg. All right, so then other things that it can do. Different overlays. We've got a terrain. Just a standard like car map, a road map. Well, sort of. We're not getting the road names at that height. No, there we go. No. Got to be pretty far zoomed in.
1 tree, 2.25. Kinias 2. Cleveland Center, Kinias 213,000 feet.
I guess dark mode.
Kinias 21 Cleveland Center altimeter tree 0.04. Continue as planned.
There are also airplane filters, right? So show aircraft info, flight plan, airports, show airports, show VORs, that's nice, and then points of interest. Yeah. So there's that. So you do get that. You should be getting that free if you get NEOFLY. Hey. Hey. Sorry, I'm a little late too. In seeing in the chat, Clinton Cook popped in. How are you today, sir? Captain. Clinton Cook has flown in a real simulator. A real airliner simulator. And I hope you're having a fantastic day. It's very warm here in Colorado today. And yesterday I was saying I really don't like flying over water, and then we got this long stretch over the water today. So, I don't know how much everybody follows airplane news and things like that. But something that's come up recently in the headlines, and I think it's amazing, is that Garmin, pardon me, I'm stuffy. Garmin has released an emergency landing system that you can get for your airplanes now in the real world. And should something go terribly wrong, like the pilot has a heart attack, they install this big red emergency button somewhere in your plane, usually where other people can see it in case you suddenly have a stroke, can't fly the plane anymore, and all they have to do is push a button, and it will send out all the appropriate messages to air traffic control in the area and let them know what's going on. It will find the nearest airport and start calculating the flight down to the ground, and it will land the plane. Now, right now, they're only marketing it as an autopilot emergency only feature, and I can't wait till that just becomes a normal thing. There are people out there creating GPS units that you can talk to. So the automation in, what these the real world moneybag pilots have is pretty mind-blowing. Anyway, to have that as a standard piece of equipment, like, yeah, just go to Buffalo, land the plane. Yeah. I know it takes the experience away from the pilot, and what pilots need is more hands-on than less hands-on as we move forward. But once you've learned everything, it's so wonderful to be able to be instrument rated and know how to use all of this stuff. So you can kick back and enjoy your company and just monitor things. I don't think it's cheating in any way. I think that's fantastic. And if the thing wants to land itself, hey, 90% of the time it will probably do better than me anyway. I'm not totally crappy at landings. I used to be bad. I almost quit wanting to learn anything about flying, because for the first 2 years in the simulator, I couldn't really stick a landing. And then because of that, I developed psychological baggage. And, you know, convincing myself you can't do it, you can't do it.
One train, 5.3 Kinias to Toronto Centre, Kinias 213,000 feet.
Kinias 21 Toronto Centre, altimeter 30.03, continue as planned.
So a news report from Clinton in the chat room, who's down in Africa. Trying to remember where you said Cape. Can't believe my memory's going out the window like that, Clinton. It was only last night. Cape Town? And he's saying in Africa, where he's at, it's freezing cold and wet. And here it is. Cape Town. Thank you. I'm sorry. And Clinton says, just like airbags were an option in the beginning, the auto land system will become the norm, like transponders. Yes, sir, I do believe that as well. They said AOPA and other people who pay attention and write all the stuff up on airline safety say that the biggest problem today is that most pilots don't spend enough time in the simulator. Everything's always, you know, perfect conditions, and they don't spend enough time dealing with random failures and or just the things that happen unexpectedly, you know, weather or whatever. And they said because of that, a lot of these pilots, they don't know how to react. And that's the worst thing. I remember before I knew anything about instrument flying, when things would go wrong, I would panic and freeze up because I didn't know how to use all of this information in front of me to just calm down. You're fine. You'll figure this out and deal with it. And it's panic, it's terror when you don't know. So if you've ever experienced that and you're not yet instrument rated, just open up YouTube and start learning as much as you can. And it's all there. Everything you would ever want to know about flying and learning how to fly and taking your tests and everything. Everything. Somebody has made a video on it. Some of them are mine. I wanted to demonstrate that I know what I'm doing. And so for the first year of live streaming, most of my videos are training videos. You know, from a noob to other noobs, because, you know, I was still just learning, but I would find other people's videos a little too hard sometimes to understand. So I would want to make my own. Look, here's the way I understand it, and hope it helps. But everything that you would want to learn, you can learn. And I don't want you to have that feeling of fear anymore. I can remember first learning to fly in the simulator and doing no visibility conditions, and you can't see anything out of your windows here. Nothing. And you don't know what way is up. And it's terrifying. And then if you haven't flight planned properly and you don't know which direction you're going, the elevation ahead, is there a mountain coming up in front of me? You know. Clinton says, there are a few small planes with it installed already. Yes. The Piper M600 has the Halo system already installed. The basics first. Halo, I'm trying to recall, but I think Halo's one of those ones that does active... Doesn't it do active out to like 10 miles? Let me look it up here, instead of just guessing. Halo for airplanes. Piper Aircraft Halo Safety System certified on the M600. Thank you, sir. The Halo safety system with Garmin Autoland. Okay, so it's a similar system. I know that somebody's been advertising, and again, I did mark it down. Somebody's advertising another system that you can get for your plane that is like super active scanning of everything out 10 miles or further around you. So it's constantly actively scanning and sending information back. What an exciting time. My dad caught in a situation when he was only and he quit flying. He lost his nerve. He got caught in a no visibility situation and had to be talked down by air traffic control. One, he shouldn't have been up there, period. So you can imagine the beating down that they gave him. Like, look, you know, your visual flight rules license doesn't allow you to fly in the crap you were flying into. You failed to flight plan properly and contact the weather services. You know, you shouldn't be flying this late at night. Just everything. He did, you know, it sucks talking about my dad this way. But he did everything wrong. But the men of the 70s were a lot more cavalier. You know, we can do anything. Heck, I'm going to go learn how to break horses today and be in the rodeo. And they just go do it. I remember when he just said, I'm going to go learn how to fly. He just went out and did it. Flying in no time. A different breed of men, I think. But ones that will do things the wrong way. Anyway, it bit him in the butt and he quit. He lost his nerve and it terrified him so bad. And then, yeah, to be perfectly honest, they probably took his license. I never really found out, you know. I was off in high school and had girls on the brain. But once that happened and I started getting into the simulator myself, I'm like, I'm going to learn instruments and eventually teach my dad how to do this. He was no longer interested and on his way off this planet. By the time we were able to hook up and spend some time together and I could show him Microsoft Flight Simulator 10, and he was very impressed with it, but he didn't even want to fly it. I'm like, come on, sit down and just fly a landing pattern, you know. And he eventually sat down and played with it for a little bit, but he was really, he had other things like dying on his mind, and I understand. But I was so happy to tell him, look, I'm learning all this stuff now. I understand how all the instruments work, and so I know it's not real, and I'm not out there really doing it, but I know how to do it. So I was able to demonstrate that to him, and he was pretty happy. I was happy to do that before he went. But that was the main reason why I absolutely wanted to learn everything about the instruments. I'm sorry this job isn't the most amazing to look at. Normally I usually have the WIKI out too, and I'm talking about things that are coming up, but there's not much in between here and there. We are doing really well time-wise. Yesterday was a long flight. Yesterday, we started here in Green Bay. Get rid of the airports. Now they're starting to bung things up and get in the way. No. We started out yesterday here in Green Bay, and we flew all the way down the edge here at Sheboygan. We learned about Sheboygan yesterday, Chair City. Now they used to make so many chairs that they called Sheboygan Chair City. So when you're out shopping for chairs now, are any of these from Sheboygan? You don't have any Sheboygan chairs? What kind of a place is this? Flew down and we checked out Milwaukee. Then we flew just around Chicago on the outer edge, and then made our way back in to downtown, and then started going this way. Look what else we found yesterday in our searches. And we didn't go see it, but I found out about it through reading about these places. But we were already way over here. But anyway, near Chicago, and in a place called... there's the Fermi Labs particle accelerator. Now I'm trying to find it. Should have made a mark. Oh, come on. Yeah, and it doesn't show all the names until you zoom right down. Oh, darn it. Well, anyway, there is a particle accelerator facility that we checked out yesterday. The Fermi Labs. There it is. Look at this. So we have our own little CERN here in the United States of America, and people don't really talk about it too much. But that's what this is. This is the outer ring road. Fermi National Accelerator Lab. Cooling pond. Yeah, things must get pretty hot moving it near the speed of light. All right. Back to where we were. So yeah, we made our way all the way around down there, and we ended up here near Ann Arbor to drop off our VIPs, and then I took us and we did a spin around Detroit. And then I went back and landed. Today we're starting out right over here, and we're doing a pretty much straight line all the way to Buffalo. In the Niagara Falls, here's the Niagara River. We follow this up. Niagara Falls, where Nikola Tesla created his first power plant in the United States. I think. So I would really like to see that and see what it looks like in the simulator. We're going to be doing that at the end of our flight here. Okay. And drone drift. They do have freelance mode. If you're like, wow, I'm just doing cargo because so far this is the biggest plane other than going into jet, an airliner, or a small jet for cargo. This is probably the best thing you can do is get up into the Caravan because you're making $20,000. Sometimes even on just super short runs. The money is great with the Caravan. But if you get bored and you want to fly something else, anything that you have loaded, you can. You can go to the freelance panel. It says it's instant action. In this mode, you can jump in any aircraft, even if you don't own it in NEOFLY, and fly jobs and missions straight away. The rewards will be scaled back as there's no cost involved, but all earnings will go to your main career balance. You can also find the freelance jobs application on Sky for Sim, which I told you get free with NEOFLY. You can open it up in here. And go to freelance. So whatever you plane you load in Microsoft Flight Simulator, there will be a type of job for you. I don't know about the military ones yet. I haven't seen any military ones pop up. I know that there are supposed to be military missions in here under jobs, because these are all the filters for job types that you can get. That's what we have today, cargo. There's sensitive cargo, express cargo with a time limit. You've got to haul and get there. Illicit cargo. Passengers. That was yesterday. We had a VIP. Passenger tourist. It will look at all the tourist locations in Microsoft Flight Simulator in the area that you're flying, and it will generate a tourist flight for you. A secret passenger. I haven't had one of those yet. Emergencies. One of the things about NEOFLY is that they advertise anyway is that it will take any emergency that's going on in your area and turn it into an event in this career thing. I haven't seen it happen yet. Search and rescue. It wasn't working during pre-release for me, and I haven't tried again. All right. Also, fire. I don't know which planes you need for fire yet, but I'm looking forward to trying some. Also, I've tried doing parachutes, but I don't think this is the right... I would think this is the perfect plane for parachuting. But maybe it was just a pre-release thing. I haven't tried it again. Also, something that I couldn't figure out in pre-release, and I'll need to try it again, is an advertising. You get an advertising plane with a tow hook on it, and you're supposed to go up into the air and hook onto a banner, and then fly out to a destination point, do a couple of circles, and get paid. Military interception. Airliner passenger. Airliner humanitarian. So those are all the different job types. You do have to qualify, which I haven't done, probably, and that's why some of these aren't active yet. There are tests that you have to take. Your qualification tests. And I've done A and C and passed those, and I guess I didn't pass my B, but then there's category D, E, F, H, and 5 on M. So A is like little Cessnas or Cubs. B is twin propeller. These are heaviers. There's another twin propeller. There's Airbus. You can qualify with these, and once you do these, then I'm sure all the other jobs will open up for you. So yeah, I've been kind of lazy. I just wanted to get to the money making, and I'm probably going to make a lot more, would make a lot more if I would do these. Don't be lazy like me. But definitely have to do an A320 qualification soon. There's the Beechcraft 747. I have not got the helicopters to work. Clinton, to cool the magnets down? Yeah, absolutely. Something. I can't. They're like, well, you're just a crappy helicopter pilot. No, come on. Come on. I can't. Something is buggy with my controller. I'll turn on all the assists. I'll follow every rule, every video, and I follow everything everybody says. Go in and clear everything out and start over and create a custom helicopter profile. And I try, and it does not like my joystick. As soon as I touch it, it loses its mind. So I'm probably due for another joystick. Because I can't get it to work. In the past, I've had no problems with certain helicopters. So I don't know what the problem is. And these are... Okay, here's military planes. The FA-18 Super Hornet. So far out. It's a cool plane. I've learned how to fly most all of the military ones provided that Microsoft has provided us. And I picked up the F-35 from a third-party developer, and it's wonderful. The F-35 is one of the greatest things in the world to fly. And if you haven't picked it up and you like military craft, you're going to be in love. Because if you've ever worked your way up through general aviation planes, small planes, and then worked your way up into the jets and then into airliners, they talk about the term translating up. So what you learn in a Cessna, the cockpit, the layout, you know, how things work, what things are labeled, that when you get into other types of aircraft, it's pretty much the same. I mean, you know, and you can eventually just sit there and figure it out. But then when you make your first move into military aircraft, nothing's where it should be. Nothing where is labeled. Everything's labeled differently. Everything operates differently. And that might be by design, because you don't want just every Yahoo being able to hop into a military aircraft and go do something. But I was hoping by the time I got to the F-22, the Raptor, it would all be easy to use. And even up to the F-18. And I understand why they make them the way that they do, but I still don't find them intuitive in any way. And it doesn't, things don't translate up. So you have to learn everything. And I think that's a real drag. Before I got my hands on the 35, I would say, hey, what's the point of that? You spend your whole life learning everything you can about flying, and then you're going to continue spending the rest of your life. You're never going to stop learning. And then you put somebody into a plane where it's life and death on the line, and you've got to think about all this other stuff. God bless the people in the military, the men and women who are that amazing. But then you finally get into the 35 and you're like, I understand everything I'm seeing. And it's so minimal. There's nothing to the cockpit. Just a couple of switches to get things started. probably the same amount that you see right there. You're just going to turn on a couple of things and hit start, and then everything is glass cockpit, and it's all touch screen, and everything is labeled properly. And then the joy of it, it is like flying a UFO. Especially the B variant with the Tuthill. It can rotate its engines underneath itself to 90 degrees, and you can go into hover mode. If you're coming in really fast too, and you slow down and get the plane leveled out and slowed down, even before you come into the ground, you can throw it into its half Tuthill mode, where the engines rotate to about 60 degrees, and you just glide down like you're a bird. You can throw the nose all the way straight to the ground, and she's not going to just go diving into the ground and crash. She just floats. And then as you get closer to the ground, raise the nose level out, kick it into hover mode. And while in hover mode, you could do the same thing. You can turn it off, drop the nose, and immediately get going. So you're going to love it. Every article I read on it, every pilot that's flying it, they're like, this is the dream come true. This is the plane that we have wanted our whole life, right? I can't wait for more of that kind of design to now come down into general aviation. So everything we talked about, Clinton and Eddie and everybody else out there, what we've been talking about today, starting with the Garmin Emergency Autopilot Landing System, not being standard in all planes yet, but eventually it will be. Same with all the other automation. And seeing it come down from the military, coming into general aviation. We live in amazing times. These little mini jets that people are flying around to, like the Honda jet. So posh. Well, I'm glad we had something to talk about. But we've been making a great time, and as I glance down here, we're doing really, really well. What is it? Hey, it's 24 minutes after the hour, and it's time for a smoke break. I'm going to turn up the music for, I don't know, a minute or two, and get our smoke on. So please, feel free. You can open windows if you want, but if you like to partake, then please do. Now's the time.
What are you on? What are you on? What are you smoking? How do you land on these conclusions? Why can't you see it's a joke for a dream? What are you on? What are you on? falls on the winter's wind. When the wolves cry out, honoring the black bonds held in the beyond as the lights stay dim. Sometimes the last in line are the ones who last in time. Blood on the snow, blood on the ashes. I'm not ashamed of what I am. Make it my own, make it my castle. I'm not ashamed of what I am. On a cause, casting away the final mist of doubt. When the wolves cry out, the smallest they will grow great. No more shall we wait to
1 at 8. Cleared to land runway tree 2.
Cleared to land runway tree 2 Kinias 21.
That wasn't the softest landing I've seen. Transporter from dispatch. Clear the runway and taxi to parking.
Kenny is 21 exit runway when able. Kenny is 21 contact ground on 133.2.
Going to 133.2 Kenia's 21.
Transporter. Cargo unloading in progress. Stand by, pilot. Transporter from dispatch. Everything seems okay. The customer looks happy. Mission ended.
Start your engine. Everything looks good from where I'm sitting. Taxi to the runway and take off.
dialogues are better suited monologue. Our conversations don't achieve much, but for all the noise we make and all the talking down, we all just wanna take, we're all just waiting to feel something worth feeling. We're all speaking, then there's no one listening. We might as well be yelling at brick walls. Well, there's no point in trying to get through, and the sound we make, wasting. We're all speaking, then there's no one listening. We might as well be yelling at brick walls. Well, there's no point in trying to get through, and the sound we make, wasting all our breath, is wasting our breath.
Buffalo Tower Kineas 21 and runway tree 2 ready for departure south departure.
Kineas 21 altimeter tree 0.031281 and 8. South departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway tree 2.
Cleared for takeoff runway tree
2. Nebulous align, yearnings intertwine, the golden age in ashes once again.
Have a nice flight. Just to remind you, we're not paying you for this one.
Burning shards kindle fragments of the falling rain. So look to the break of dawn, to the break of dawn. Stronger together now, we were never gone.
Buffalo Tower Kineas 21
To the break of dawn, to the break of dawn, my friends. Come on, light up the flame. You're gonna bring the light back, bring it right back.
Buffalo Tower Kineas 21 1300
Bring it right back.
Kineas 21 Buffalo Tower. Altimeter tree 0.031281 and 8. Make left traffic runway tree 2.
Enter left traffic runway tree 2 Kineas 21.
Of a strength unseen, unity will bring the upper hand. So look to the break of dawn, to the break of dawn. Stronger together now, we were never gone. Look to the break of dawn, to the break of dawn, my friends. Come on, light up the flame. You're gonna bring the light back, bring it right back. Bring the light back, bring it right back. Flying to the path of sacrifice, racing to the bullet paradise. We were never gone, just down and down. Dancing on the silent prison, riding through the cataclysm. Fight away the panic and the doubt. To the break of dawn, to the break of dawn. So look to the break of dawn, to the break of dawn. Stronger together now, we will never go, go, gone. Look to the break of dawn, to the break of dawn, my friends. Come on, come on, come on, light up the flame. You're gonna bring the light back, bring the light back, bring it right back. Bring the light back, bring the light back, bring it right the stars at night we both can see. Will I find my way home? You're beautiful to me, and now I see there'll be a day when we'll find a place in this world, and I will follow, and you will come to me. The dreams of fallen souls lay rest with
Icon X-Ray Golf Sierra. Buffalo Approach Icon Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is type Icon 2 miles southeast of November Kilo 80 800 feet. Request flight following.
Icon Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Buffalo Approach. Squawk 7733.
77 Tree Icon X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Icon X-Ray Golf Sierra radar contact 1 mile south of November Kilo 80 1,200 feet. Altimeter 30.00.
Roger, Icon X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Lord Almighty, I forgot to turn the microphone back on again. I was just getting ready to go over to Twitter and say, hey, check out this cool live stream I did. And now at the last half, I forgot to turn the microphone back on. And I don't remember where I did it. I'm stupid. Stupid.